Hey guys, welcome back to another SciCraft episode. So the plan for today is to finish our mud and clay farming complex. So we've already been building the little bone mill farm over here, which has been running tirelessly overnight to fill the rooted dirt farm with bone meal. So there's basically just a simple hopper trickle system. Yeah, trickle down mechanics in Minecraft actually work. We just fill it from this chest and it goes along those hoppers here, fills up all the dispensers that are basically necessary here to bone meal the azalea, and then we have some dispensers that are also getting filled for the moss bone mealing. Alright, so this has been running overnight. Unfortunately, we forgot to place hoppers here. So the second module wasn't filled, the third one in the back is already filled up, and the first one as well. And this one is also almost filled. There's just those couple of hoppers left. Then we got this chest, so in less than 1 hour, this is completely filled to the brim. Okay. Then, I haven't even talked about why we're building this in a cave again. I already anticipate that question, at least I got a lot of those on stream. So, yeah, as I said, with the birch tree farm, building this in a plains biome looks pretty awful without decoration. But in a cave, you can nicely hide it. Doesn't look that out of place because it's so busy anyway with all this stuff. Right, so there was decision again to build in the cave. We had to do a lot of mining, unfortunately, with the deep slate to really fit it in there. Should have maybe searched a bit longer to find a bigger cave. But yeah, overall, I think this was a good decision again. So once we have this farm here set up and running, we'll get bricks finally and have a project in mind if we want to build with brick as a decoration block. So that's why this had to be done now. Alright, as I said, we still need some stuff for the clay converter pointed dripstone it is. Already farmed a bit manually. I made a little farming setup. Don't have a farm yet. I think we should just maybe expand the manual farming setup. So that's all I could afford for now. It's the manual dripstone farm setup that has been actually loaded the whole night, so it's fully grown. It's about a 20 by 10. Kind of curious how much we get. Okay, so we can mine it all from bottom. Oh, you can't even insta mine it, I forgot about it. From the bottom and then some from the top. Set up in a way that top is still in reach, so I could place it easily. So I could excellently break it, but if you just pay attention a little bit, it should be quite simple to do all of this. Okay. We need 6,000 pointed dripstone. That's probably not gonna be enough. Alright, so I got 18 stacks of pointed dripstone from this. Also, I found out if you have haste too, you can insta-mine the pointed dripstone, so that's quite handy. I don't think you can actually use fortune with the pickaxe. You wouldn't get more as far as I know at least. Alright, so yeah, we're at least closer to our goal. I think I'm just gonna expand this a little bit. I'm probably gonna go to other caves, mine a couple more of the dripstone blocks because it's quite expensive to actually craft those. So we just need more pointed dripstone at this point, and of course it would be quite simple, just build a flying machine to send it through and harvest. Well, yeah, there's almost no space here to do so. At some point we'll definitely build an automated pointed dripstone farm, but I think yeah, this manual setup will be enough for now. So I've been mining for the last 45 minutes and finally found a really good dripstone cave here. We got plenty of the stuff, so I cleared all the stalagmites at the bottom ready. Not entirely sure if I should get up there somehow. I should have maybe brought some scaffolding. Would have been a good idea, I guess. What I was also gathering was a lot of the copper ore, just for the double chest goal, and maybe if we need a couple of copper blocks, maybe also break those. But yeah, looking already better. It's actually not that much you get from manually mining compared to the little farm we made, but we're getting really close now to having enough dripstone. So Iceberg has been gathering some as well, and can actually check already if this might be enough. Okay, this should at least make sure we have enough dripstone by tomorrow. Let's just build the clay converter now and then see what we got. So the clay converter has been built up. This was actually a lot of work. Good news is we also had enough dripstone in the end to fully build it. And there's even some left over now in the manual farm. But it's probably still good that we have this set up here in case we want to make an automatic dripstone farm at some point. Still is relevant for example, a lava farm, which we can also then use to get obsidian, for example. Yeah, then we can just go here and mine some dripstone to get started. Alright, next step is actually hooking everything up to the blast chambers, which have also been built up by Iceberg during the night, so I couldn't make a time lapse, but yeah, we have 2 blast chambers. So this is gonna be the one where we can redirect either the rooted dirt, or the mud, or the clay. This would go in here. We still need to add pistons that would push it in there. And I probably also want to get rid of those vines. They could maybe grow in front of this, those observers and cause issues. I removed some, but they just keep on growing. Definitely the worst weed in the game. Okay, and then we have a second blast chamber, which wasn't planned from the beginning. That's why it's a bit an awkward spot. So all the logs end up here at the top. So this is the setup for the rooted dirt. Where was it exactly? Roughly in the middle. Yeah. So that's where the logs would end up. And the blast chamber, well, of course, there wasn't any space here. I didn't want to dig away a lot of deep slate, so the plan is basically to redirect the log stream this way, snake it around the rooted dirt farm, and put it into the blast chamber over there. Alright, it's obviously not ideal that we have to push the logs around in this convoluted way, but since we're only getting 1500 per hour, the lag is not something we need to worry about. Okay, just push the logs. I'm gonna use this setup. The piston gets zero ticked. So a simple setup, so just here this torch. How's the redstone dust? This is, by the way, no problem, like with torch burnout, because this turns off so quickly again, torch doesn't even get activated by it. Alright, it's really easy to set up. Just gonna do another one here. This way, I just need a torch, redstone dust, then a block, and we also need a piston. So either need the one below or on top. This is actually locational. So usually when I provide a world download, I have both pistons. But as you can see, top piston triggers, we don't need the bottom one. So either the bottom or the top one is required. Right, and then I'll just push it this way again. So we can make our way around the rooted dirt farm. It took quite a while, but this whole block pushing setup is now completed. But I made a horrible discovery that, to be honest, ruined my entire evening. So, by coincidence, I was just explaining the system here with the fast smart piston. So this piston is getting zero ticked because, well, either the top or bottom piston updates before this piston. And this is a trick I discovered a couple of years ago. Was using it in a lot of setups and farms. And I could always rely on it. When I first discovered this, I tested this in over 1,000 different locations just to make sure it's 100% non-locational. But apparently in 1.19 there are certain locations now where this is not the case. Mojang must have changed something with the update order, which can break the system. So there's a lot of farms actually published, like for example my Universal Tree Farm, that relied on this being reliable 100% of the time, which definitely was the case in 1.16 when I published the farm. 1.15 was always working, but I already got some people that messaged me saying that the Universal Tree Farm is not working. Even checked, went to the world download, everything was fine, but of course, since this is a locational, the update order is based on a hash set with technicality. The redstone dust, for some people, there might be some dumb locations where it doesn't work, which breaks something really complex like the Universal Tree Farm. Great. So here, this was actually location, already applied a fix. So it used to be set up this way. Can I squeeze it in here? Yeah. needs to face this way to update the piston. Yeah, as you can see, this is slow. Might not be super visible. Just gonna place a sticky piston instead, and then you can see the whole issue. There you go. Sticky piston, and yeah. So this doesn't get updated. Because of the update order, this piston isn't triggered, or this piston before this piston. Alright. Too bad I realized it this late. I assume at some point Mojang was messing with the rail update order in the 1.19 snapshots. I remember that where they reversed basically the update order of the rails in order to fix update suppression. Could imagine that, yeah, at some point this also maybe affected this setup here that I used actually everywhere. It's such a shame. Okay. Can't rely on this anymore at all. Of course, here, yeah, with this setup, I now checked every of those smart piston pushers. In like 99% of the cases, they do still work, but there's really rare locations where they don't work. That's such a shame. Yeah, this would require me to, for example, rework the universal tree from entirely, because this was by far the most compact system. So here you can see the alternative. You got a redstone line going up, QC powering the piston, and then it's guaranteed that this piston would update before this one. Yeah, so this is first of all more laggy, more redstone dust gets triggered, and also less compact. Here, yeah. Or I actually just realized I can't even have this set up because the blocks are getting pushed in from here. Oh my god. So this fix wouldn't even work. I can move it to the other side. Yeah, lots of issues with this. Super annoying. This had to be changed. And this annoys me especially because we have been complaining about the stupid locationality of redstone dust for years. Like this. If there's anything I want fixed, there's always been, at least in my top 3 of bugs that are just a pain to work with. Especially for like casual players, this is really hard to understand why this setup would work in one location, but it doesn't in the other. So like something like a hash set, that's not something that should be used for anything that is redstone related. We expect your behavior to be reliable, and we have been complaining about this for years. We already made fixes, so everything is basically in place. We could fix this ourselves easily. But yeah, we're just waiting for Mojang to also finally fix this weird behavior of the locational redstone dust. Yeah, so technology is basically there. Just need to Mojang finally do it, basically. Just completely rework the redstone dust and then fix all of those issues. Of course, this would also break some stuff. They would finally do this redstone update, but at least it would be a change for the better. The current situation where all of a sudden the update order changes, but it's still the same weird behavior, this doesn't help anybody. Okay, that's the rant for today. Okay, so I made sure that each dispenser has some bone meal in it. We could turn the farm on, of course. This is actually super scary right now. And there's always never a good feeling about this at all, but let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. Probably best if I go to spectator mode immediately. Keyboard layer changed. Okay, and see what's going on. Nothing? That's bad. Really bad. Did nobody fill overclocks? No, those were filled. Oh, I guess is this system filled at least? Yeah, so some of those counters were never filled. This is definitely a problem, so we should definitely turn it back off. Okay. Ah yeah, I found another mistake. Just follow the redstone. So this redstone block is pushed to the side and this hopper is unlocked, and well, of course nothing happens if there's no item in there. Alright, let's fix this and then we can do the next try. And here we go again. Hopefully this time something is happening. Okay. It's not really good, to be honest. But we'll see. Maybe it's gonna fix itself. No, this is not good at all. It's not supposed to be pushed in. Oh god. Let's check this one. They're all broken in the same fashion. Maybe we got something else. Let's see what happens. Yeah, probably one of those T flip-flops at the bottom is broken. That's gotta be it. There was a T flip-flop somewhere. Yeah, this one here. It's probably in the wrong state. So let's turn it off again, fix this, and try again. Ah, I found another flaw. Sometimes it's the littlest things that break a contraption. Yeah, here this rail is not correct. This also affects the second module. At this point, the first module works correctly. So I just need to make sure the rails are aligned correctly. Things are looking really good at this point. So we can maybe take a look at this module here. Yeah, so stone is getting pushed in. And then we slowly convert it into moss. Yeah, flush the non-azalea with water. And then push everything up. Yep, and dirt is now getting pushed towards the middle. And yeah, we got clean output of rooted dirt here. Okay, pretty good. It's gonna take a while until enough logs have actually grown, so we can also push those to the side. Alright, it's actually pretty good, so I can pay more attention to the rooted dirt that is getting pushed towards the clay converters here, but first, it would be converted into mud. So currently I set it up in a way that the mud is then pushed directly towards the TNT blast chamber. Right, I guess we can just follow this. Yeah, already more rooted dirt now. Getting there. But it's actually probably a good idea to turn it off again. I forgot to bring some TNT for the TNT blast chamber. Good that I actually noticed. Okay, any second. Oh yeah, and there we go. The rooted dirt reached the mud station. There we go, we get the first mud out of the farm. Okay, it's actually quite fun to follow this. Try slow. Oh, okay. Yeah, here comes the next one. You can actually see it. So if you get new dirt from this module, you can just follow it. It's actually not guaranteed to get one, but here it comes. Yep. There we go, new mud. Alright, then through here, over there, and here we actually push it up and over, and into the blast chamber it goes. So yeah, it's gonna take probably approximately 20 more minutes until we actually blow up the first mud. Probably also a good idea to sometimes check what's going on with the logs. So some logs already got pushed towards the further block transport. There we go. But back to the mud. Yeah, it's already getting pushed up. And it's about to hit the blast chamber. So here it's getting split up the first time. Over here it's getting split up further, so it can be pushed in from 4 sides. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just gonna assume the blast chamber was actually built up correctly. I checked this. One mud block didn't get converted, but the rest is fine. Okay, checking the logs real quick again. It's gonna take a while. So the logs have also reached the TNT blast chamber, so we can follow the stream. It goes around like this. Here it goes up and over and towards the TNT blast chamber. Okay, time to actually check on the mud. Here we almost reached the middle. And there we go. First mud got blown up. Okay, no item collection yet, unfortunately, but yeah, this is the first mud coming out of the farm. Perfect. Alright, it's probably gonna take a while till we blow up logs here. Yeah, but we're getting there. Oh man, feels so good to finally see everything working in survival. Took quite some time until we got to this point, And of course we're not done yet. So we still need to add proper storages to the blast chambers. Then of course furnaces. So we need to make charcoal automatically. So we can smelt clay eventually. Then of course we also need a control room, storage room, and a couple of switches. So currently, yeah, like the switches here for the mud. But clay production is still at the back of the piston, of course. A redstone line would be preferred there, all linked to our control room, which you actually need to find a space for. Yeah, maybe here on the side. We'll definitely find something. Alright, so that's it for today. Oh, I'm invisible for some reason. Thanks guys for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.